Hey, yeah, good to see you guys. Okay, awesome. Okay, just let's give the others a few minutes to join, and then we'll talk about what we want to do today. Believe it or not, today I went to the post office and I was walking back home and I had this really cool idea because I was thinking on the way back, I was thinking, well, you know what, today we're supposed to be doing loops, maybe other kinds of loops, and I was planning to, introduce RAND and all. So I was just thinking about that, and I had a really cool idea. So we could actually do a game that takes two classes maybe to develop. And of course, those of you who are interested in creating a game, it's a very simple game that you can actually create that you can play on the terminal. So it's going to be really cool, especially, let's wait for Raphael because he's the Linux guy, right? So he has a Linux machine. Well, this should work for, any kind of machine, really, Macs, other things too. So, but I'm pretty sure he would love to implement that to launch on a Linux platform. I'll show you how to do all this, okay? And on the way back, I was thinking, well, okay, well, should we do that? Is it too advanced? Actually, it is not too advanced at all, I thought. So we should actually easily be able to do that in class and in only two lectures, okay? That's today and Thursday. And in the process, we'll cover some of the interesting things that we have to in class, which is, more of looping. This is week number 3, isn't it? Week number 3. So we'll do more of looping. And well, next week we can start thinking about arrays. Okay, next week arrays and functions. So this week we'll basically pretty much do looping. Okay, so it should be great fun. So we'll do that. Do you guys have any questions? Any other questions that you would like to ask? Yeah, before we start class, and we're waiting for the other people too.
I just wanted to ask in general, where do we find the weekly catch-up meetings?
Catch-up meetings are for 2B and 2C. Okay, you guys are
Oh, understood.
yeah.
Cool,
You
cool.
got for you it is the lectures.
Understood.
Yeah.
Cool.
Also, some people seem to think that, lectures are optional. No. If it's a
Yeah.
Zoom class, it is just like a regular class. You got to be there, and it's, roll call, except we don't do a formal roll call because I can get the roll automatically from Zoom. But if
Mhm.
people are habitually absent, you should let them know, through the student network, however you guys are connected, you should let the others know that people who
Yeah.
are habitually absent in class will actually lose out on participation points. Yeah. So, um, yeah, actually, Asmita pointed out in an email saying, well, the class actually shows up as online. Well, no, I think you should all check it. It should say online Zoom, not just online. So I think there are different categories. There's online Zoom, and then there's face-to-face. Online Zoom and face-to-face together are called hybrid. I don't know. These names keep changing and the categories keep changing all the time. But this is a class where you have to attend lectures. Okay.
Yeah, of course.
So, yeah, any other questions? No, no, okay. All right, we can start coding actually, and I think it should be great fun. Hey, Sabrina, you got two lectures, two screens here. And by the way, you don't have to attend these lectures, okay? These are 2A. They're not connected to 2C. But you're welcome to attend anytime you want, to help other people out. Sabrina did my 2A, but not my 2B, and she's doing my 2C now. So she's done all the blue quests. So if you have any questions, you can, well, not now, obviously, right? You can reach out to her on Reddit, and so on. Okay. Yeah, you don't have to attend, by the way, Sabrina. Okay. Yeah,
Oh,
this is basically
sorry.
2A
I think I
lectures.
got the wrong link going on right now.
Yeah, this is the CS2A lectures.
Yeah, I think I got the wrong. Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Oh, I think there's a catch up right now for 2B or something. It's no Tuesdays. No, I got catch ups for them on Thursday and Friday, I think. 2B is Thursday and 2C is Friday. But my 2C class strength is very poor. Lots of people basically just dropped. And I think I did a statistical, I looked at it, and all the people who dropped 2C, they didn't do my 2B. They basically came in. And I don't know why the 2B instructor didn't teach them the essentials that it takes to be a good programmer, meaning able to face CS2C. There are lots of fundamental things you need to know in 2A in order to be successful in 2B. But if you had an instructor who said, well, you know what, I'm not going to test you on these things. You give me a word of mouth that you did all these things and I'll give you an A, you know, slacking off essentially, right? Then those students will drop 2B, my 2B anyway, unless they went to the same instructor's 2B where they basically get waved through, right? Unfortunately, there are classes, not just in Foothill, okay? Lots of institutions, they have classes where they just wave the students through, you know, pay the fees and wave through, and you're easy to get an A. What's the point of doing these classes? Yeah, if you join something, you want to get your full money's worth. You want to know how does this work? You know, I mean, I paid $155. Tell me how the hell it works. Okay, even if you get told, you know, ask in the forum. Okay, but still, it's your money, and you can't basically say, you know, I paid it for the grade. So that's why a lot of grade chasers, people who think they, you know, I don't have anything to learn, but they find out there's a lot to learn, they also drop. And so 2C, my strength is like way down now. But for, you know, I think it's also coming to the end of its life because, you know, this is the last time I'm offering 2C. So it's okay that, you know, it's that the strength is so low. But, you know, red questing should be there. You know, even after you finish 2A, I'll be offering 2B next quarter. Do my 2B, okay? It's a challenging one, but it's worth it rather than getting waved through. Just do my 2B, and then after my 2B, you can just do red questing on your own. Right? I think I'm going to keep the questing site open at least until the end of the year. So it'll be there. You should be able to log in and do the red questing, and, you know, have forum discussions and everything. Yeah. I should be virtually present in the forums, and your senior students who did red, they're also there to help. So you should continue to do your, not just because you're getting a grade or a certificate here at Foothill, because that don't mean anything in a couple of years. Okay. Nobody cares whether you got a certificate. What matters is if you actually learned enough to be worthy of that certificate. So that you don't need a certificate to test. And then you have an interview and say, well, you know what, I have this interesting problem. How do you solve it? Okay. And then if that is where your certificate actually shows, not as a paper, but say, hey, you know what, we can actually apply this algorithm and cross it with this or something like that. And think like a programmer, even though you're not using a formal algorithm, you think like a programmer and say, this is what I would do. So you know where to allocate the resources and how to structure your solution space. So that doesn't come with a certificate. Okay, what you get with a certificate mostly is saying, well, you know what, you passed all the standard examinations. Okay, but that is not what a job offer is looking for. They are looking for sense, you know, good sense as to whether you actually know the stuff. All right, so I think anyway, going forward, that's going to be the norm. Nobody is going to care for a certificate. So I don't know how we got started talking about that, but certainly attendance-wise, pass the message on to everyone. You know, attendance is important. Yeah, and you guys should go on and do my 2B also next quarter. All right. Okay. Any other questions? Otherwise, well, you know, what time is it? Oh my gosh, we wasted like 9 minutes talking. Well, we were waiting for other people to join, but I think this is like the limit. I don't think more people are going to show up right now. You know, the 2A, the strength has not dropped that much, but still there's fewer people showing up to lectures. Yeah. So and Zoom tells me who's here and who's not here. Okay. So those people are not going to get the message out to them. I'll send an announcement too. Yeah, participation points will be affected. Okay. All right. So how about today? Someone, let's see, Aiden's had a go, Jesse's gone, Enzo's coded, Varsha's coded, Zach is coded, Andre is coded. Avika, you haven't coded, yes?
Oh, I'm sorry, it's Rahul. Avika is my daughter's name. I'm using her laptop. It's
Oh,
Rahul.
but is it Pawan?
No, Rahul.
Oh, Rahul Srivastava. I see. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, my
I see,
daughter's.
Rahul.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
you
Yeah.
haven't coded, right?
I did the third quest. I don't know which quest.
Oh, no. You haven't coded on screen with the class.
No, I haven't.
It's going to be fun. Okay, why don't you grab the screen and share a browser? Just share a browser, yeah. And we'll go to onlinegdb.com. Okay, so after Rahul, let's say Agnes, have you coded? Yeah, on screen? No. Okay. Well, after when Rahul is done, can you pick up at some point? Not immediately. Yeah, is that okay? I can't see you anymore because you disappeared. Let me.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay. All right. Cool. Great. And also we'll just go through all of the students and then keep cycling back and back. So it's the same pool of students, unless more people join. Everybody will get a chance, and everybody should just, grab these opportunities to code. Okay. Yeah, let's get rid of the blue part. Click the less than sign in the middle of the screen. less than sign in the middle of the screen.
Oh.
You know, in the blue margin.
Oh, sorry, it's kind of blocked. Okay, left of the screen. So yeah, what do you want me to?
No, below. You see the less than sign in the dark blue.
Oh, gotcha.
There you go. All right.
Oh.
Okay, great. Oh, you can actually close the ad. I didn't know that. But you know, it'll just show you a different ad. Okay, let's delete the whole thing. Let's delete the whole thing. Okay, Command A and delete, and then we'll put our own comments on the top. Command A and delete, and you have to select the language to C++. Then it gives you automatically C, IO stream and all. So where it says language select, set C++. We've actually gotten pretty knowledgeable about this online compiler, right? Because we use it every single class, and then we're kind of well clued up on the interface now. Okay, hash, and you can put the comments on top saying class code for what is today's date? 22nd. Class code for 22nd January, 21st January, and on the next line, say the beginnings of what is going to be a cool game. Yeah, I also came up with a name for this game. Okay. Yeah, actually, we come up with some pretty cool game names. If you go look at the past videos and everything, all the games we wrote in class, we came up with some really cool names for them. So this game is going to be called Sharp Eye. Okay. Sharp Eye. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. All right. So in today's class, we will mainly be experimenting with positioning the cursor at a random location on screen, at a given location. Positioning the cursor. Yeah, in today's class, we will mainly focus on positioning the cursor on screen, the cursor. Yeah, I think because we only have one cursor in these in these operating systems. Yeah, the cursor on screen at a given spot and writing something there. Oh, go to the next line. How come you're not getting that gray divider? It's around 80 columns or something.
Yeah, I don't.
Maybe it's there, and maybe your contrast. So I don't know who was coding last time. Yeah, I think maybe it was
There
Enzo.
is. I see it. It's there.
You see it?
Yeah, it's very
Oh, I
faint.
see. Yeah, so maybe it's doing some. Yeah, maybe it's doing some crazy downsampling from your terminal, from your screen to Zoom. Okay, screen at a given spot and writing in a given string at it, and yeah, so positioning and writing a given string at that location. Yeah, at it. Okay, all right, at it. Yeah, that's great. Enter. And then say hash include IO stream. So everybody should be doing this because you see that we're going through the same motions every time we start. You got to do that. It is like playing the scales when you're learning music or whatever it is. You got to do that. It is routine, right? It seems meaningless after a while, but you still got to do it because those are things that you just become part of your subconscious, right? You sit down to code and then automatically, even when you're talking to your friend, you're just whacking together the template. Okay, because then you can focus entirely on solving the problem and getting everything else in place automatically. Okay, all right, so space using namespace standard. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't notice. Okay, so now what we want to do is we one sec. Okay, give me one sec. Because I just came up with the idea this afternoon. I didn't think this through that well, but let me all right. Okay, yeah, okay. All right. So what we want to do is first we want to write a function that takes 3 parameters. Okay, and we're gonna be using parameters, meaning we're just passing information back and forth, but it's only in week 5 we will actually look into the details of what happens when you give parameters. What are the different ways in which you can give parameters? What are parameters? How do they get communicated from the caller to the callee? All of those things we'll start talking about in week 5. It'll make a lot more sense. But now we're just going to assume that there is some scientific explanation that's going to come later. But for now, it is acceptable magic. Okay, meaning that you don't know the reason, but you know there is a reason. Okay, so you're going to just accept it on faith, on scientific faith. Okay, all right. So here, let's put a comment there. Let's put a comment there and say this function accepts 3 parameters. Yeah, accepts 3 parameters. X, no, row, comma, column, int row, int column, yeah, row, comma, column. Don't forget about the types. Row, comma, column, comma, text. Row, comma, column, and text. Yeah, text. Okay, it will write text at location row, comma, column on screen. Okay, it will write text at row, comma, column. This is really cool, okay? Because we are going to write a game which does not require fancy graphics. By the way, you know, there are lots of students who say, oh, I'm writing a game, or I'm doing this, and they're all thinking about fancy VR games written in Unreal and so on. How graphics, how do I do these things? Okay, but the idea of a good game depends like 10% on the graphics and the visual elements, 90%, even 99% on the coolness and the originality of the idea, right? Just like a movie or a storybook. So the special effects are cool, okay, but it's like, you know, icing on the cake. If the movie is no good, it's no good. The special effects are no good. Okay, so but you know, you can't make a movie entirely on special effects. So it's got to have a strong story base. Just like that. I don't know where we got started talking about that. Yeah, well, you know, let's not waste time because we have less time. Okay, all right. So now let's just do the signature of this function. Again, signature and all these things. You by the way, we're going to talk about these things in week 5. However, that shouldn't stop you from saying, hey, we wrote a function in class. I did some research on, you know, YouTube or something like that, and here's what I understood. Post it. There are lots of posts like this in CS2A, and I love reading them. Okay, so and I'm pretty sure that those guys who made those posts would have also seen a 10 out of 10 for their participation. Yeah, but of course, by the way, someone asked, you know, what does it mean? You know, you can't make all your posts in one day. That means that, you know, if you just save up all of your time doing something else and say, hey, Friday or, you know, Saturday, I got to make some posts and do a bunch of posts altogether, that doesn't count as much as someone who's, you know, basically saying, I'm 20 minutes a day. I'm just going to have Reddit on my phone. So anytime, you know, there's something interesting that happens on Reddit, I'm going to give my 2 cents. Yeah. And you stop under a tree and punch some answers. And that's how, in fact, I answer most of your questions on Reddit, right? But basically, I see all of your questions. I may not answer all of them deliberately because I'm waiting for other students to chime in. But all your questions are at my fingertips, you know, 100%. That's why when you send me email or do something on Reddit, I get to know within a few seconds. So I'm, you know, on top of it all the time. And you should also all be, right? Just get Reddit on your phone by any other mobile device that you carry with you all the time, and then you'll just be there. Okay, and so, you know, even if there's some interesting post, you know, someone, you know, Agnes said something really cool, and it's worthy of a little bit of thought, then you can just, you know, if you're walking along or biking, you stop under a tree and say, well, you know what, I'm just going to think about this for a few minutes. Okay, and it'll be a really pleasurable, you know, stop, a real rest stop where you actually think, stop, and then under a shade, in the shade, you're just going to think about, hey, that's really cool. Why didn't I think of that? Okay, so those are all really cool things that can start happening if you stay connected all the time, rather than coming back once on, you know, Saturday and Sunday and things like that. Okay, so here is the signature we want to put to this function. It's going to be let's do void. Okay, yeah, let's do void for now. Yeah, thank you. Right, void means the function is going to do something, but it's not going to return any value. It's just going to, yeah, do something and return, right? Not anything back to us. But we may change that later on. But for now, we'll just keep it void because we don't know what it's going to return, or we don't have a strong case for any particular kind of return. So we're just going to say void for now, right? But those are things that will become automatic to you at some point, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so void, say underscore add, and then open parentheses. And you say size t row, size t column, size t comma row, size t comma column, and then string text. Yeah. Now this function takes 3 parameters, and so what we want to do is move the cursor to this location. Move the cursor to this location. Yeah, row, comma, column, and say the text. Now, how do you move the cursor to that location? Really cool, isn't it? Okay, because this is a trick that, it's not taught because it's ancient. But I think 4 or 5 quarters ago, we were trying to experiment, and I was looking at ANSI codes, and we decided we can do some really, really cool shit on our screen, right? Using this thing with ANSI codes. It goes all the way back to ancient, the Unix and other operating systems, where when you only had text terminals, no fancy graphics, how would you take your cursor and send it to arbitrary locations on the screen? Okay, and you can do that by sending what are called escape codes, and these are called ANSI escape codes, American National Standards Institute, or something like that, ANSI escape codes, and you send them to the screen. It'll send you to the. So we're going to do a little bit of research in a different tab, and do this. Okay, yeah, that's where the thought I was going with before was that. So a fancy game, using lots and lots of fancy graphics, but the game itself is weak, will fizzle out, because people get used to the graphics and say, well, what's next? But if you have a really cool game, you don't need fancy graphics. For example, you can look at games like ancient games, right? Ancient games like Grim Fandango, okay? I think it was created by LucasArts at some point. It doesn't have fancy graphics, but it's got a very strong storyline. And those are things that you will just follow because the story just grips you and keeps you in the ancient, like these role-playing games and stuff like that. Some of them are very nice. So that's what I mean. So this game that we're going to develop, you actually have scope for each one of you to take this, and I think it's got the enough ingredients inside of it for you to make it an addictively fun and popular game that can be just played on a dumb terminal, like a Linux terminal. Look, Raphael's got it, right? So it could be a Linux command, shipped with some, Fedora system, and you run it, and you actually get a very immersive, fun game, which is actually so super simple that it can be put together by a C++ learner in their 5th or 6th session, introduction to C++. How cool is that? Okay, so let's hope this works out. Okay, so fingers crossed. I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to describe the game, and at some point we'll just go to someone with an iPad so that we can sketch out what the screen should look like. But I think that all of this should be really fun. Okay, all right. And also, for extra credit, you can also do some research on how to incorporate sounds, which is basically just, linking together an MP3 playing library and having a bunch of, pre-recorded MP3s that you play at different, salient points in the game. I'll show you how to do those things later on if you want to do, right? You can do all those for extra credit. Okay, all right, now open another tab and let's go and do some research for a search for. By the way, is this a private tab?
No.
All right, can you open a private window just in case, because the autocomplete might give your social security number away and all, and then the whole video will cannot be, yeah. Put it in a public tab. Did you get the share URL? Click the orange tab. Click the orange tab. Get your share URL, and then open a public tab, and then go to that URL in the public tab. No, private tab. Sorry.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah, no. So put that in your private.
Yeah, I'll just close this then. Sure.
Yeah. And that's exactly how, when Rahul gives up the screen and it passes to Agnes, that's what we'll do. Okay, so he can just share that URL that he gets on the orange tab, and then, Agnes can just pick it up from there. These are kind of cool. All right.
Can you see my screen, or?
You've got a bigger screen like Enzo also.
Yeah, I just used my extended screen, so I was using
is it possible to put it back on the original screen? Because I think it's kind of better.
Absolutely. Is this better?
Well, actually, no. We are not looking at your smaller screen. We're still looking at the other screen.
No, I moved it to my. Oh, wait, hang on.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Zoom. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, don't share the whole desktop. In fact, that'll be easier.
Yeah,
Share that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, Right.
Yeah, fantastic. All right, and dismiss the blue part so we get more real estate. All right, and then in the new tab, let's search for ANSI cursor positioning codes, ANSI cursor positioning codes. Okay, yeah, enter. Now, is it GitHub? Yeah, let's go to the GitHub one, the first one. Okay, scroll down, cursor positioning. You want to say channel ASCII, further down. Yeah. Up, now we're looking for moves cursor to beginning of cursor column, request cursor position, moves line up, say, it's further down, I think, yeah. Oh, this is not, we want to move cursor to a given row, comma, column. So further down, I think, maybe.
Isn't it the second one? The
Oh, is it?
line.
Oh, yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I don't know how I missed that. Okay, so it is escape, line, semicolon, column, semicolon, H. And then the other one is escape row. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. It's not line. I think it's escape. It seems to be some error there. Line, semicolon. Oh, I see. You can use both. You can use either. Okay, all right. So we're going to send escape square bracket and then the line number, which is the row number, semicolon or colon? Semicolon, column number, semicolon H. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's go to our code and we can use this. Okay. All right. Now, what do you want? Yeah, on the next line. Yeah. Tab in. Yeah. Tab in.
Oh, tab. Oh.
Yeah. Tab. Why is it not?
What happened to my...
Oh, I see. You got to fork. The code. Click fork this. Yeah, that's really strange.
Oh, because
it was mystifying. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, that works. Yeah, that works. Yeah, tab. I hit tab. Okay. Now you want to say C out, left shift. Okay, and within quotes you're going to say /033. Okay, what is that? So when in a string, actually, yeah. So if you give 3 numbers like that, it is the octal value of the ASCII character. 033, I believe, is 26. 033 in octal is 26 decimal. Isn't it? So 8 times 3 plus 3. 8 times 3 is 24.
27.
27. Yeah, 27. So 033 in octal is 27 decimal, and ASCII 27 is actually the escape key. All right, okay. Now, I know this only because we did this in a previous class, okay? So, but it's actually useful to know because knowing that, oh, this is what it is to send, you can always look it up. Yeah, that there is something like this. Okay, so that is the escape key. If you put that inside a string, and you see out the string, that string is going to put the escape key on the console. But the escape is not a printable character, so it's treated as a control character, okay? Because it's not visible. But using the escape, you can send ANSI sequences, okay? Now escape square bracket. No, not there. Inside the string itself.
Oh yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. Now outside of the string, yeah. Now you want to left shift. Line is row. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Row. And then left shift a semicolon. Someone should be looking at the other tab also and let me know if we're missing something. Okay. Left shift. And then column, I think. Yeah. And then left shift. I think it is uppercase H. Uppercase H. Okay. Semicolon. Okay. And a semicolon. No, no. Close the quote. Okay. Now, all right. So left shift one more time. Left and say flush. Okay. Flush is a special object inside of the string, right? Inside of inside of the library, okay? That says whatever has been sent to cout, it's sitting in a pipe, send it all to the console, okay? If you didn't receive it, it's all still sitting in the pipe. The console will never see it. And you may see that, it's not positioning correctly, okay? Now, flush happens automatically when you send an endl, okay? And also, on most systems, it happens automatically when you send a /n, which is the end of the line. But it doesn't happen automatically other times. And this is one of those other times where you're sending stuff to the console, but you're not sending either of those, signals or heuristics saying, hey, you got to flush. I'm not telling you to flush explicitly endl, and I'm not, sending a new line either. Okay, and that is why we're actually saying explicitly, hey, go ahead and flush. So that's the reason we have the flush there. Okay, all right. Now on the next line, you can say cout left shift text. All right, and then again we have, well, in fact, you know what you can do is take that flush out from there and put it after the text. Yeah. And then, yeah, get rid of that. Yeah, that whole thing. Yeah. Right? Okay. All right. So now that is a function that is going to go to any given location on the screen and then write that function, write that string. Okay. So that's why, and we're going to test it in our main right now. We're going to test it right now. Okay. All right. So, let's write another function. Okay. And say void clear screen. Okay. Void clear screen. Okay. And then no parameters. Yeah, right. And I believe this one is cout left shift, and I think 033 and square bracket always needs to be that, and after that, I think it's 2 capital J. Okay, if I remember correctly from the last quarter. In fact, you can put the whole thing there. Square bracket 2J, 2 and then 2 and yeah, J and then flush. Okay, all right. Now, now let's do our main. Okay, we're going to write our main function, which is going to test this out. Okay, yeah. Let's say int main. Yeah. And in fact, I can teach you. Yeah, I can teach you about argc and argv today, but let's leave that alone for now because I don't want to overload with too much information. No, let's just say main and no parameters. You can find out about argc and argv yourself. Okay. Yeah, right. So yeah, in here, you're going to say, put a comment saying, write, clear the screen in a comment, say, clear the screen and write, hi, hello there, right? Yeah. And write hello there, in, at, row 15, column 50, right? Row, something like that. Row 15, column 50. Yeah. Okay. All right. So on the next line, you're going to say clear screen, semicolon. Yeah. So, well, you know what? Hey, but yeah, Rahul seems to have a bit of experience already with coding. So the next person should really have less experience because the idea is to get more experience with coding, down the line. Okay, so Agnes, by the way, when we pass on from Rahul to you, do you already have a bit of experience with coding? If so, we'll just go to someone else.
No, I don't have any experience with coding.
Okay, all right. So when Rahul is done with this and you go pick it up, that'll be good. Okay, but but if you guys feel that this is going a bit too slow or fast, because Rahul is typing as fast as I can, dictate probably, and I'm going because Rahul is typing, and sometimes we may just forget that other people are not, they're still thinking about, hey, why is that? Flush thing there, and maybe they're still thinking about it and we've gone ahead. That is the worst thing that can happen. Okay, no fun for me. No, I'm pretty sure for other students too. So you should let us know, right? Whoever is typing, whether it's Agnes or me or Rahul or Raphael, you should always say, hey, just hang in there, I'm still trying to catch up. Okay, because when you say that, you will earn the gratitude of many other students who are watching and say, oh my gosh, thank goodness Agnes said go slow, because I was trying, trying to grab my breath too. Okay, lots of people are thinking that. And it's just like nobody's willing to say the emperor is naked. Okay, so you should say, well, just hang in there. I'm still thinking about the previous thing. And that is also good feedback for me and the person who's typing, saying, all right, let's, take it easy a little bit. Okay, so, all right. So on the next line, you're going to say at 15, 50. And then we'll explain the code a little bit, and then we'll give it a whirl. Okay, comma, what is it? Hello there, within quotes. Okay, all right, now semicolon at the end, and then a couple of blank lines, and then say return a 0. All right, so this is a very simple program. The whole thing fits in like this. Okay, that's all. And that's our entire program. Now, I think, no, one blank line is enough about return 0, right? So when we run this, main is going to get called, and main will immediately call clear screen, and it'll clear the whole screen. Okay, not the whole screen, but it'll clear the terminal part of this window, right? When you run, it'll give you a terminal, right? So that you'll see that. And what else? One sec, okay? And then it is going to go to row 15, column 50, and say hello there. Okay, so and then we'll take it to one more step. After this, Agnes, when she picks up, we'll do a bit more from there. Okay, now before you run it, Rahul, dismiss the blue part on the left.
Sorry.
And also, I think you can close the ad. Okay, click close the ad. I think you won't get another one. Okay, and then also minimize the. Oh, I see. You need the bottom part because that's where the terminal is going to show up. Okay, drag it all the way up now. Drag the thing all the way up. No, not there. The bottom part. No, not that one. Not that one. No. Get the old thing back. Get the old.
Yeah, I'm just sorry about that.
Yeah. Is that it?
The Mac basically does its own.
Oh no.
Yeah, unfortunately, my Mac is doing some resizing.
Oh, is it a Mac?
Yeah, it's a Mac and it has an extended monitor, so it's basically taking it to the other monitor, and then I'm kind of losing the.
Oh, I see.
Just give me a second, I'll figure it out.
No worries. Okay.
Yeah, I'll just resize.
Oh wow, Sophia, your keyboard is like multicolor, is it? When you walked by here, it was like, green and brilliant.
No,
green,
I have a light on my feet because I have cold feet, and when I stand up, there is like glowing.
That is so cool. That's so cool. Because I've seen some really, really cool jazzed up keyboards that
No, I don't have any fancy stuff.
Yeah.
So this is what you're trying to do.
Yeah. That's what I meant. Yeah, drag it not all the way up, just leave 1 or 2 lines up. So because we're playing around with the screen. Yeah, okay. I think if you run it now, if you run the program now, we will see the effect. There you go. It actually did work. Okay. All right. So it cleared the screen, and then it went to that position and said hello there. Okay. Now let's do something. So thank you, Rahul. Okay. That is. Does everybody understand what we did? And because this is the beginnings of our game. Okay. We're going to use this together with other things and have a really, really cool game. Okay. And the idea with this game is that, it's called Sharp Eye. And I'll tell you the basic idea. This is what we're driving towards Thursday, maybe even one more class if necessary. Okay. Because it has the opportunity for us to introduce more interesting concepts. Okay. Here's the idea I'm thinking of. So, and then, after Agnes is done, we start talking about the game. Maybe someone with an iPad can share the screen of Notepad, and we'll actually sketch out the game, right? It's all going to be in ASCII, no fancy graphics at all, okay? And so because we can position the cursor at a given location and type things, we're going to say, okay, this is a rectangular screen. Here is where we're going to say your score. Always when the score updates, that point is going to change. And we can just overwrite because there's not going to be any, scrolling and things like that. This is over, that part is a score. And the actual game is going to be, it will flash a character, an X, okay, or something like that. One character at a location on screen, and maybe for 5 seconds, okay, on, off, on, off, on, off, okay, and then you get, I don't know, 3 seconds or something like that. We'll figure this out, okay, to type in the coordinates, that from visually you're going to say, well, you know what, that was 74,25 or something like that. Okay, you're gonna type it in. Okay, and then we can do a comparison, maybe a Euclidean distance or whatever it is, and then we say, well, all right, and we'll apply some kind of a sigmoid curve or something like that to determine a good score. And so the closer you are to the actual, your guess is to the actual point, the more you get points, and your score will keep increasing. Okay, and I think it's actually fun because it'll also test and give people a way to improve their visual acuity, right? So like these tests that you see at your optometrist, right? It's going to flash an X 5 times or something like that, and then it's gone, and you got to type in where you think it happened on screen. Okay, and then if your guess is right, you get points. I think that'll be a really cool game, and it's very simple, and it'll be fun because you'll have things happen at predictable locations on screen, and also it has scope for playing a sound, right? And because if you get it really close, you get a good sound. If you get it far away, all these things, I'll show you how to do this, right? I'm playing random MP3s on this file. Oh, this is server. Okay, but all right. Okay, so places, if you're going to run the game on a server like Online GDB or Replete or things like that, you won't get sound effects. You can get very primitive sound effects, but for someone like Raphael, who's actually running a Linux distro at home, or even you, right? If you're running this on a Mac or a Windows machine, you will actually have, you can just look it up. You will have a way to play sounds. You say, well, here's a folder of MP3 files. Okay, if the score is high, play the sound. If the score is low, play the sound. Okay, such that the sound is played, but the game is not pausing, it's in a different thread. Okay, all of that will be handled by the library that you link in. So all of that will be available. So I think it'll be fun. Okay, and it'll be scope for something that you can actually do in week 3. This is week 3. Week 4, maybe you can do this as a fun little project. Yeah, I can guide you from time to time. All right, so let's now Rahul, thank you so much. Okay, you share the orange link, and then Agnes can pick it up, and then
Professor, I had a question. So we used flush here instead of endl or like slash.
Yes. Yes.
What's
the reason we're doing that is you're asking for the reason?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the reason we're doing that is because endl will also print a new line and then flush.
Okay. Okay.
We didn't want the new line at all, and so we're just saying just flush.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
There is there is a function call. Okay, you can say cout.flush also. That'll also work.
I didn't understand this flash. What does it do?
Yeah, so when you send stuff to a stream like cout, era, and so on and so forth, it's actually very expensive to write to the actual console, because everything that happens in memory is really fast, right? It goes really fast, but if you go to the console, it's slow and expensive, energy inefficient. So the system, the operating system, whenever you send some stuff to the console, is not going to take it and show it immediately, because that is very expensive going back and forth. It'll just store it internally and saying, well, you know what, I'll everything that needs to go to the console, I'll stuff it in this bus. Okay, when the bus is full, I'll send it to the console. So it's all in the bus. But sometimes you want to send stuff and you also want it to show even though the bus is not full. Then you say, all right, I've sent some stuff, flush it. And that is your flush character.
But before we haven't used this, and it worked even with...
Yeah, because before we were sending /n or endl. Okay, which automatically
yes, true. We have endl at the end. Yes. Okay.
Endl will flush for sure, and also /n, the new line also flushes.
Okay.
There are heuristics for flush.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right. So any other questions? Otherwise, Rahul, share the URL, the orange URL, and then Agnes.
So I should send it to the group chat, right? Or
no, yeah, you can send it in the chat. Yeah, and then Agnes can pick it up from there.
Second.
The orange button.
Yeah. Okay. Share. I got the shared link, and then I'm
just
trying to.
Just give me 1 sec, okay? I'm receiving a phone call here. Give me 1 sec. Yeah, sorry about that. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, is it it's Agnes now? Whose is this?
Should I, Professor, I can't send it to the team chat. It says to add one recipient. I'm not familiar with Zoom, so
Oh, in
I-
Zoom, there's a chat window at the bottom.
yeah, okay.
You click the chat window.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Sumit has posted. Actually, Sumit has posted something. How come
Yeah,
Sumit posted that? How
I
come
think
Sumit
he
posted that?
beat
It's the
me to
same
it.
one.
I think
I-
he figured it out somehow.
I just read it out and typed it.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So, Agnes, pick up the URL and then share that in a private browser. Yeah, go to the private your private window and then share it.
Can you see my screen?
Okay. All right. Dismiss the blue part. Close the close
Oh.
the. Is this a private window?
That is. Oh, sorry. It's not. The ad isn't closing. Okay. The ad won't
What's going
close.
on here? Yeah, dismiss the blue part first. Dismiss the blue part. We'll get more real estate.
Oh, what blue part?
The blue left stripe there. Yeah, and click that less than sign, and then it'll just go away. In the middle of the screen, you see that dark blue. In the middle of the screen, on the left of the blue band, you get a blue band, right? There you go. That one. Click that.
Oh, I see. All right.
All right. Okay.
Sorry.
Now, here it is, right? So we have clear
Mhm.
screen. We have say add. So here's what I was thinking. Okay. All right.
Do I
Now,
force it?
what we'll do is, by the way, you know what? Let's. What else did I want to try and do? Hang on. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. So now we've got this part down, that we're able to go to a location on screen and then say something. Okay. So there's a couple more little pieces that we need to play with in order to understand, in order to put these things together to form our game. Okay. So the next one is going to be a concept called a function called rand. Okay. Rand, R-A-N-D. It'll generate a random number and give it to you. So this is going to be important, because in our game, we're going to leverage rand to generate a random location on screen where you would print that thing. Okay, so let's go to our main. On line 23, actually, clear the screen. Get rid of line 25 for a second. Yeah, get rid of line 25. Okay. And then also the comment, change the comment to clear the screen. Okay. Just get rid of the comment, because the next statement is actually self-explanatory. Okay, clear the screen. So now the screen is cleared. Now what we want to do is one more enter, and then a blank line. One more enter. Yeah, and then comment there. Yeah, right, space, and say choose a random row and a random column. After the word row, say choose a random row 0 to 30. I think 0 to 40. Okay, I think there's 40 rows. No, 0 to 30. Okay, choose a random row from 0 to 30. Yeah, 0 to 30, and a column from 0 to, I don't know, 100. Okay, 0 to, I think 200. No, 100 is good. Okay, all right, so that's what we want to do. All right, so on the next line, you're going to say size t row equals, equals, space on both sides of the equals, by the way. It'll be nice. No, just one equal. Yeah, space. Okay, you're going to say rand, R-A-N-D, open and close parentheses. Now, on the previous line, put a comment there. Okay, on a previous line, put a comment and say rand is a function, is a library function that returns a random number 2 bytes long. Yeah, I think it's 2 bytes long. I don't know. 2 bytes long, meaning up to 65K, right? And you can say within parentheses, you can say up to 32K, right? A random number which is unsigned up to 3, yeah. Random unsigned, actually, you know what? This is funny. I shouldn't even have started talking about this because, you know, it is actually a very messy definition. It returns a positive number, but at the same time, it is an integer, even though it's positive, which means that it's only returning in the range of 0 to 32K, even though it's using an integer, which can go, if it's unsigned, from 0 to 64K. All these messy things, because it's an ancient program, right? So that's, all right, okay. So on the next line, you can say, do some research and talk about this in the forums, okay? Talk about it in the forums. And on the next line, you're going to say, on the next line, one more comment. On the next line, don't say on the next line, right? So say, also find out about SRAND, which is now, which is related. Okay. All right. So go to line 23 and hit return. Go to line 23 and hit return. One more, enter one more. Okay, now say SRAND, open parentheses, and you're going to say within parentheses, you're going to say the word unsigned, okay? Unsigned. Now, unsigned should be within its own set of parentheses. So inside, you're going to have, another. And then after that, you're going to say space. No, hey, after the first parentheses, before the second one. Yeah, you can say time. Open parentheses, 0L. You know, or just say null pointer, NULLPTR. Okay, all right, semicolon. Now above this, at the end, put this, and above that, put a comment. Above that, put a comment. Put a comment saying, what is SRAND? Right? Research and report, semicolon. Research and report, full stop. RESEA. Right, on the next line, you're going to say experiment by commenting it out and seeing how this program behaves. Okay, experiment by commenting it out and seeing the effect. Right? Yeah, seeing the effect. Okay. All right. Okay. So all right. So row equals rand, and then space. Online, space, percent sign. And then 30, it's 30, 0 to 30, a semicolon. In fact, let's do things a nicer way. And instead of saying 30 and 45 and 100, and, you know, hard-coded numbers, we will actually put them in main as variables, okay? In this case, you know, constant variables, which is kind of an oxymoron, but this is what we're going to do. So go to line 22 and hit enter. Line 22 and hit enter. Yeah, all right. Say const size t, const space size underscore t, right? Space, and then say uppercase, all uppercase, max row equals. Num rows, not max row. Num rows equals num underscore rows. Yes, and num underscore rows. Actually, it looks like you have a bit of experience also, Agnes. But there are students who are absolutely, you know.
No, I don't.
Yeah? You can
No.
program some language?
Huh?
Can you program already in a different language?
No.
I see. But you are, you know, reasonably fast for, you know, the third or fourth class in this class. Fast. Everybody should aim to get to at least this speed, okay? Because you need to be just flowing with the program in order for you to start thinking about the more exciting parts. Otherwise, you know, your mind is just taken up by saying, oh, it should be a semicolon or not. That's a pain, okay? You want to get past that place where you can start typing, you know, fast. This is a good speed, okay? The speed at which Agnes is typing is good. So if you're not already at the speed, just watch this video and then code anything else and just look at it and say, is this the same kind of speed? And I think this is a speed that I would be happy with all of you guys, just being at the very least. Okay, so I think this is good. Thank you, Agnes. Okay, max rows equals space. What is that blue arrow there? Is this saying autocomplete there for you? That blue, I saw a blue arrow. Anyway, say 30. Num rows is 30. And comma, right there. And say num calls equals. What was that? 100. Okay.
I think that's the caps lock.
Oh, that's her caps lock. I see. Num calls 100. Semicolon. Yeah. All right. Okay. And then put a blank line after that because it's a declaration part, which is a different part in the essay, right? And then your logic part. Okay. All right. Now, now choose the random row in the comment says 0 to 30. Change that 30 to num rows. Okay, 0 to num rows and num columns. Okay, so it's
It should be num rows minus 1, right, Professor?
No, max is num rows minus 1. Number is my num rows. Yes.
When you do a modulo operation, which you're doing there.
0 to 29. If you do a modulo, you will not get 30. You'll get 0 to 29.
Right. So, okay.
Yeah. Because
so you're doing the operation on 37 with num rows plus 1, right?
no, rows. Then I think the row numbering starts at 0.
Correct. That's right. But when we are doing the modulo operation, we will get in the range of 0 to 29. won't we?
Yes. Because
And
our row
when
numbers
we
are
say
from 0 to
the random row says from 0 to num rows, which will be 0 to 30.
No. The number of rows we have is 30. Within those 30 rows, we want to generate a random row.
Okay.
So we take a large number, divide it by
Okay.
30, and take the remainder. So it will give you 0 to 29, which is exactly the numbers of our rows. 0, row 1, row, all the way up to row 29. That's 30 rows.
No, the comment was just throwing me off because it says from 0 to num rows, so that means from 0 to 30.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Thank you, Rahul. Okay. Yeah. 0 to num rows minus 1. That's what you were trying to say. I thought you were trying to say, up there on line 23. Thank you. Thank you so much. Except 0 dash num rows dash 0 2. Just turn the first one to space 2 space TO.
Oh.
Yeah. I think that's better. Thank you. All right. Yeah, you're doing all the right things here. Thank you. All right. And then change that 30 to a num rows also on line 37. Okay, and then choose a column also, just like that.
What do you mean?
Say size t column equals size t call equals.
Oh.
Yeah, size t call equals. No, this rand percent num calls. Semicolon. Okay, all right. Now we've chosen a random row and a random column, and we want to show the character. There is a times character somewhere. Okay, so now you say enter, and you can say say at. No, say underscore. This is a function that we wrote, right? Or the one that say underscore at. Yeah, and the first parameter is going to be row. The second column parameter is going to be call.
So I put that in parentheses.
Yeah, parentheses after say at. Yeah, first parameter is row. The second is column. And the third is going to be open a tab and then just Google for ASCII times character. ASCII times character. I think that's the X. Okay, we'll try and Yeah, I know. Yeah, there you go. That one. Just copy that character. Yeah, copy that character. Yeah, and then that should be within quotes.
Quotes?
Yeah, no, within quotes. And by the way, you know what? Is there an uppercase version of that? This thing looks so tiny.
Should I search for uppercase?
Or just say dot, right? So look for ASCII version, ASCII of dot. Okay, ASCII of dot. ASCII dot character. Yeah, 056 is it? No, actually. Oh, 056 is dot.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. You click that Wikipedia, the further down. Yeah, there you go. The first one. Yeah, the 46.
This one?
Oh, it's period. Oh, it's a period, not a you know what, just put a plus sign. I think that that might be big. Okay, all right. Semicolon. Semicolon after that. Now, what we're going to do is now on the next line, one more blank line. Say at.
Oh,
Say,
sorry.
yeah, say at. And I think what we want to do is go to rows minus 1, which is row number 29. Okay, so within parentheses, you're going to say rows minus 1, comma 0, the 0th column, comma, guess the location, guess the vertical, you know, within quotes, you're going to say guess capital G, capital G, guess the column number. We'll start with just the column number, okay, because we don't want to parse the comma and things like that. It's off the plus sign, okay. Okay, no, semicolon, colon space. We want to, no, you want the colon inside the quotes. Colon space. No, actually, you want the
Oh,
colon
sorry.
inside.
Sorry.
Yeah, and then yeah, there you go. Semicolon. Yeah, there you go. Right. Yeah. Enter, and then you say we want a variable called guest column. Okay. So say guest column. Okay. You want to say size t. Declare it as size underscore t. Guest underscore column equal semicolon, just say semicolon there. Okay. Now what we want to do is read the user input, but you're going to read it in as a string and then extract the string the number out of it. Again, this is a standard construct. We're going to use it different. You are going to have to use it many times to get used to it, because this is the safest way of reading a number from the user, not using C and left shift, which we know how to do, but we're not going to do because it's kind of dirty. And in the forums, I noticed that you guys had a very interesting discussion about CN, the fail bit being set, and so on and so forth. And it's a very important thing, because CN, you didn't create CN, right? You start the program and you automatically get CN and C out. Yes. You just write to CN and write to C out and read. It's there automatically. It's the library. It's a global resource. It's out there. You didn't create it. So if you try and mess with CN, saying, well, here's a number, but you actually give it a string, and CN says, oh, the stream is bad, and marks it as bad, the resource has been marked as bad for the entire program. So CN is a bad resource, not created by you, but been marked as bad by you. So that's why you should not just read unexpected stuff from CN, and it'll mess up the entire program. Yeah, just good programming practices that you and pick up. All right, so now you're going to say string space user input, string space user input, string space user underscore input.
Is it underscore?
Yeah. Semicolon. Okay, next line. One more blank line, and you're going to say by the way, you know what? Get rid of the blank line 41. Get rid of the blank line 41, and then put the blank line after 41. After 41. Okay, I think that looks better. All right, now let's go to 46. And here you're going to say get line CN comma user input. No, get underscore. I think get underscore line is one word. Okay, and then CN is one word. Open parentheses after.
Sorry.
Yeah, open parentheses after get line. Yeah, and then CN comma. Semicolon. Yeah, semicolon. Yeah. See, by the way, you know what? I noticed that I didn't actually say put a semicolon or a close the parentheses, and Agnes has done it automatically. That is, again, something that everybody should get used to, right? Everybody should be doing that, because as and when we're coding in class, it actually becomes a great deal more fun when you're starting to code like a couple of seconds even early, ahead of what your friends or I are dictating. it's always good to stay ahead, because then you can also have a full experience of what's being coded as you code. Okay, all right. Now the next thing you're going to do here is we're going to read from that string called user input into our number, which is our guest column. Okay, so you're going to say I string stream. Okay, I string stream. Now again, these are idioms. You can and there are many things in this program that you probably don't understand at this point, and it is actually up to you to do a bit of research saying, hey, what is I string stream? We used it in class. You're going to do a bit of research, maybe look at past lectures where we talked about this extensively, or look at Wikipedia or some Google, video, and say, this is what iString stream is. There you go. You got a Reddit post out of it. And other people will, chime in, and you're going to get notifications. They'll read about it. Okay. So these are things that you should do some research. When we do programming in class, we're not going to go into all the little details of everything we do, right? Gradually, as we code more and more, we're just going to leave more and more of this. Maybe it is not clear at this point, but that is something that you got to mark in your diary and say, hey, I'm going to look up this thing, and I'm going to write on the forums. Okay, so you should be able to do all that, and you get points for that too, so there's no reason not to do it. Okay, so within parentheses you're going to say user input. Okay, within parentheses you're going to say user input. Okay, and then outside of the parentheses you're going to say right shift now, because this is iString stream takes a string as an input and it's going to give you a stream like Cn. Okay, so you can right shift into guest column. No, just right shift into guest column, insert into guest column.
Oh,
Extraction or whatever it is. Right? Yeah. All right, great. Okay. Now on the next line, you're going to say one more blank line. Okay, and you say say at say at.
Oh,
so
yeah.
no, say underscore at. We're just using that many times. This function that Ravi wrote, we're just using it many times. Say at it's say at, isn't it? Okay, so you're gonna say say at num rows -1, comma 0, comma 0. Now we're going to erase that entire line that we had before, right? Guess the and we're going to do this in a kind of hacky way, but it actually works. And you're going to say within quotes, we're going to say lots of spaces and then close the quote. No. All right, all right.
Oh, sorry.
It's so fun. I'm pretty sure. Okay. All right. So lots of spaces. Take it all the way past that vertical line. Okay, I think that's enough. Okay, that's basically going to erase everything. So now on the next line, you're going to say at same parameters, right? Num rows -1. Yeah, comma 0, comma. Oh, we want the string to print out there. Okay, so go to the previous line, hit enter. Yeah, go to the previous line, hit enter. Yeah, right. So you want to say, well, give me one sec, okay? Yeah, okay. We're just going to use toString here. This is so I hate. Yeah, let's do it this way. Okay, this is going to be the fastest and easiest way for now. Right. So you're going to say string space output equals string space output equals within quotes you say you say you guessed column you guessed column. You guessed column space, and then outside of the quotes say plus, and then you're going to say two underscore string guest column. No, two underscore string, and you're going to say guest column. Okay, that's a parameter. Guest column is a parameter. Now that takes the number of guest column and turns it into a string for you. And then plus again, space plus. You know what? We should go to the next line at this point. Go to the next line and then tab in. Actually, just get under the equal sign and say plus there. Get space under the equal sign and say plus under the equal sign.
Under the like here?
Yeah, okay, say plus there, and get rid of the plus on the previous line. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, you're doing these things automatically, so that's very nice. Okay, now code again. But it was at
but?
No, but but
Sorry.
it was at, and then, yeah, and then plus toString. What is it here? Column. Yeah, call.
Hmm.
Okay, yeah. Semicolon at the end. Now, and then say, instead of that blank thing, you're going to say output. Instead of that, on the next line, you're going to say. Okay, now the thing is, when we run this program, it's going to happen very fast. It's going to, 1 sec, okay? Yeah, it's going to put the plus there, and it's immediately going to, rewrite things and say 1 sec, okay? We want to make sure, guess the number, and then puts a plus, and bam, bam, bam. And then, oh, and it says that, and it waits for us to type something in, and we hit enter. Okay, well, we're going to give it a whirl, okay? Oh, no, we want a space before the but, space before the but. In fact, you don't put a comma and a space. I think it'll be better. Comma and a space. Okay, now I think when we run it now one time, we'll be able to say, all right, well, this is how we're going to tweak it a bit more. Put some sleep in there, okay? And put some loops and so on. And so we're going to slowly build it up so that it actually turns into a really cool game. Okay, now I think you don't need a blank line there. We should be able to run it now. But before you run it, increase the size of the bottom, bring it all the way up. Yeah, run it now. We'll see if it works. Okay, so we got some errors. Oh, get line is one word. It's not get underscore line. Oh, maybe we have one more.
Sorry.
Oh, iStream. Okay, we need one more include file at the top. Very top, include file. Okay, at the top. Under IOStream, under hash include S-stream. I think that should do it, okay? Now increase the size of the, even more. Oh, there you go. All right, okay. All right, now you can, type in a number. Well, you're going to have to guess it visually. That's a challenge here, okay? And say, I don't know, I don't count it like that. You got to look at it and say, I think it is like a 16, maybe. I don't know, maybe 20. Maybe I think it's 20.
20?
Oh, you're saying 20?
I mean,
I'm going to go for 22.
well,
Okay, 22.
do I put in your number?
Yeah, all right. We're going with Agnes's guess. This is 20. Okay.
Oh,
If you hit enter, it should
I
tell
can
us.
do-
Oh, by the way, why is it's scrolling things and all? Okay, so it's not overwriting. It's supposed to overwrite that line. Oh, it was 27. But anyway, we got the beginnings of the game. All right, so it seems to be going in the right direction. By the way, it was scrolling down. So we got to fix that. Why the hell was it scrolling down? All right, change the num rows -1 to num rows -3 for now. I think that enter is kind of screwing things up.
For all of them?
Yeah, for all of them. Run it one more time. No, before you do that. No, run it one more time. No, increase the size and then run it. Increase the size and then run it. Yeah.
Can I? Oh.
Yeah, run it. Stop it and run it. Stop it and run it. Okay, all right. I think this is like, what was it before? 27. So this should be like 30, 32 or something. You guys should guess, right? I shouldn't be the one who's guessing all. Nobody else is guessing? Someone should
I feel like
I think it's like 30.
33, is it? Jesse is saying 33.
Yeah, 33.
33, okay. Oh, it did the right thing now, right?
pretty close.
Overwrote that thing. Okay, that is good.
Mhm.
33, but it was 37. Okay, well, actually, that is pretty cool. Okay, in fact, you can already visualize some primitive version of a game where multiple people give guesses, and it's able to say this one was the closest. Jesse was closest. The other one was here, and so on. So already we're getting some version that you can develop. Now, what we want to do is make it a bit more interesting. What we want to do
Wait,
is
sorry. I have a question.
So yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Agnes.
What if we had guessed right? Would it have still said you guessed column blah blah blah, but got it? Like, but what if we got it right? Would it still say the same thing, or do we have another?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. We never even thought of that. What if you actually got it on the, if you hit the nail on the head and you actually said 37 and it was 37? then you should have an if statement. Now, I don't want to walk you through this if statement. How about Agnes is going to type and someone else is going to call out the code for in string output. Yes, okay, this is what you're going to do. On line 48, hit enter. On line 48, hit enter. One more. Okay, now start a comment there, and you guys are going to do this, okay? I'll give you some time to do it on your own. I'll just step behind the screens, okay? So here you're going to say if the guest column is exactly the same, is equal to column, the output message should be, hooray, you hit the nail on the head, okay? Yeah, MESS, okay, MESS. Okay, MESS.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oops.
MESS, right? Otherwise, it is as constructed below, right? Otherwise, it is as constructed below. Now, you guys are going to have to write an if statement that does that. Give me a thumbs up or a hands up saying, yes, I can do it, or no, you want to walk me through it, okay? So great, okay, we have at least one person. So Aiden will walk you through it, okay? If you guys are not able to. So Aiden, just stay on the backup. If they have difficulty, you're gonna step in and then walk them through the code. Is that okay?
I'll do my best.
Okay, great. You know, I'm also going to be here around. Okay, I'm going to be behind the screen. So, all right. So you guys do the if statement and call me back. It's like 7:16. What, 7:18 now? Yeah, it is 7:18. So I'll be back. I don't know, 7:30 maybe 12 minutes. You got 12 minutes to play around. Hopefully less than that. So if you're done in 5 minutes, say, hey, we're done, prof. Come back. Okay, and I'll just come back here and talk you through more of the code. Okay, so we're getting somewhere now. And then what I want to do after we've got this working is to introduce the idea of slightly more jazzy output, so I have plus that flashes, right, using sleep timer and so on and so forth, and we'll get to more and more build up slowly. Okay, and it's going to be fun. I'm going to turn the laptop around so I'm not in your face, so go ahead and code. I want to hear your voices though. Okay, so I want to hear your voices. And we'll be using loops on this. So,
We start by saying guest column, if guest column is double equal to column. Oh, but it has to be in parentheses.
Sorry. And
Then I think it's curly braces.
do I move this in?
I think that would be for the if
The
after, yeah, after that
yeah.
one.
Okay.
So if guest column, the output message should be hooray.
Uh,
So
How
I think
do
we
I
would
write
just
that?
put
String
that
output?
into a string. Yeah. And then I think you would go after the curly brace.
Oh.
You would put else and then another curly brace. And then that's when you would put the other string output.
Does the return go inside of it?
No, I think that stays outside.
Okay.
Do you guys agree with that?
I think we need to put the string output, declare the string output outside the if block.
What?
The string output, the one that you have. Or you can just write say at, just copy the say at and then put it in the other one, yeah.
Couldn't you just write like C out? Hooray, you hit the nail on the head instead of making a variable? Or does that matter?
That I think was
I think he said earlier something about like how if you see in and see out, and then you like do the wrong thing or something happens to it. But I don't know that.
Oh,
exact-
maybe that's, yeah. I guess you're right.
I think we'll use it that way because of the parameters for the say at the end of both the statements.
Got it.
Okay. Is there anything else or?
I think that would be
It looks good to me so far, I think.
It's kind of hard to test it though, because we also don't know, like we might not guess it right.
I think we could test it by making the value of column instead of having it as a random one. We could
Mm.
just put a value and then we could run it and test it.
So I just make this equal to something?
Yeah.
Great. How come it already does like the colon 15? Oh,
It's
because we said this, yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Professionally finished.
I think we did it too fast. I don't think he's back yet.
Yeah. I'm gonna put the link in the chat, but I need to use the bathroom.
Done? You guys are ready?
Indeed.
Yeah, we're done.
All right, let's take a look. Let's take a look at your code.
She went to the bathroom. She said she's going to be back soon.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, I just heard a silence and I thought you guys were done waiting for me. Do you have any questions? While Agnes is not at her keyboard, if you have any questions about what we've been doing so far, happy to.
I may have missed it last class, but why do we use size _t instead of I think var var?
Oh, no, var in some languages like JavaScript is basically a generic variable. It says, I don't know what the type is. I don't know whether it's integer or a character or a string or whatever it is. It's just a variable. And then do the typing at runtime or something like that. It's very loose, whereas C++ is a strong type enforced language, which means that everything you use, you know exactly what size it is. That allows you to, people may think that it introduces a lot of load and people need to know a lot in order to code in C++. No, that's not it. It's just, this new vocabulary, knowing these things, it'll become, part of your subconscious reasoning after that. You're not going to say, oh, I need a size T here. No, you'll only make those decisions in very rare cases later on when you're programming in C++, saying, well, I need to store like several terabytes of data. That should be, should that be float or double? There, it really makes a difference. Those are the kinds of things that, but usually these little things will just flow automatically. You don't have to make conscious decisions. So everybody should get totally comfortable with the idea of using a size T here, because think about it. You're coding now in a language that lets you use everything available to you without making you waste of anything. And think about how much power it gives you, is that you don't even waste a single bit. Forget about a byte. A single bit in a byte of 8 bits, a single bit is not wasted, because you're saying, I know this quantity is always going to be positive. Therefore, use the entire 8 bits to store an unsigned number. Okay? In lazy ass languages, they'll say there's no unsigned. You always have to use an integer. But what if you know that it's going to be positive? You're still wasting a signed bit. And if you're wasting a signed bit, you're wasting that many possibilities. 128 characters, you're 128 possible bit patterns effectively wasted. If you're not using 1 bit, you're not using 128 possible bit patterns out of 256. That's 50% of your representational space just gone. Imagine that is the wastage incurred by using a programming language that does not let you choose between unsigned and signed data types in integer. But people don't pause to think about it. They say it's just 1 bit. But if it's 1 bit in an 8-bit number, you're effectively losing 128 bits out of every 256-bit combination. That's 50% of your representational space gone. Incredible, isn't it? I don't know. Maybe you should write a blog post about it on LinkedIn. And people will actually pause to realize that's what's going on. So that's the power you get from C++. And it's not just in representational efficiency, right? You'll also see that some of the programmatic constructs that you can get very easily in C++ that allows you to access memory and say, well, this is exactly the amount of memory I need. And I'm going to get exactly that much, not 1 byte less or more. And then this is the exact amount of byte I will give back to the operating system instantly, as soon as I'm done with it. Okay, all of that means you can do your job in the most efficient way known to you, dictated by the algorithm, without wasting anything as overhead. Okay, bring your overhead to an absolute minimum. That's the power of assembly language, C++ and things like that, which give you a really fine-grained control into what you're writing. But of course, in order to do that, you need to be, thinking strongly in algorithmic terms, like a programmer. Because, if you just want to write a loose-ass program, most of the time you can get by JavaScript, Python. These things will just do it for you. If you're not really focused, you can use libraries written by others and they'll do it. Maybe you can even use ChatGPT or some AI system to write the code. But if you really want to cut it so fine, like a sculptor who says, I want it to look exactly this, right? This way. So I need a really, really fine chisel. I want to go exactly this angle. All of these things. Then you get to that level. Then you say, well, you know what? That's what I want to do in my program. I don't want to lose as, thing that actually works, kind of works. Okay. You throw enough juice at it, it'll work, whatever it is. But you know exactly what you need. Then you go for a really fine cutting tool. And that is really your C++ and machine language and things like that, assembler, all those other things. Well, enough of a spiel for C++. I'm not its advocate or spokesperson, but I'm saying that as a student, you should also, even if you're programming in other languages, you're learning this language, it is worthwhile getting into the Kool-Aid of whatever it is you're trying to learn. Okay. And I think I made this point before also in any class, being enthusiastic about it, whatever you're learning, whether it's acting or public speaking or improv or C++ or mathematics or whatever it is, don't load up so that you have too many masters to answer to. Say, this is my focus because this is where I want to go. My programming is going to be my center stage. So that I'm going to give it my 100%. Okay. And then the rest of it you choose so that they let you give you 100% here. The rest of them are just for, credits and units. It's got to be easy ones, not hard ones. And so if you do it that way, you will find that, it just comes easily. Yeah, I don't know where we're going with that. Right. So, Agnes, whenever you're ready, pick up the screen and then we'll go with that and try and complete it. Okay. We got 20 minutes more. We've got a lot of time, actually. Yeah, I may even be able to give you another 10 minutes to cut code on your own. Okay. Yeah. All right. And by the way, Agnes, you don't have to share your whole desktop. Okay. So you can also just fire up, this browser and share just the browser window in Zoom.
It's just that my Zoom is kind of broken, so I can't see which desktop or like which Chrome app it is. Okay.
Oh, by the way, you've been coding for a while now. Grab the orange link and paste it.
It's already in the chat.
It's already in the chat? Is it the new one?
Yeah, I sent it when I went to the bathroom.
Same one.
Yeah.
Okay. How about Fatima? You coded? You haven't coded? You want to take the screen?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Go ahead. Take the screen. and then Fatima will code, and then maybe Byron after that. Byron, you want to code? You coded, right? Byron, you coded 2 classes ago.
No, I haven't. I've just
Okay,
talked a little bit.
Okay, so we'll do Byron and then on Andrew, because Jesse, you coded, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. And then Asmita, Akash, and Tristam coded before, and then we'll go back to the top to Aiden. Yeah, whenever you're ready, Fatima, take the URL. And I'll take a look at that if statement you guys have written. And we'll.
One quick question.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, Enzo.
For all of our num rows, like after for where we like say it or whatever, we always do -3. Shouldn't it be like +1 to get out of the way of where our range is?
Let's. I want to look at the screen code again. I've forgotten. So you're saying you say at num rows -3, yeah?
Yeah.
And you're
Which
saying num
puts
rows
it
plus
in
1?
our range.
Oh,
So
I see. You're
basically,
saying we should do
if-
num rows +1.
Yeah, to get out
Okay,
of
I
the
think that's a
range.
good point. The only thing is that we're not clearing that, so it may already have some junk on that line. One thing you can do is when you choose the random row and random column, you can leave out the last line. So instead of saying %num rows, you can say %num rows -1. So the last line is left alone. So we can make that change now.
Sure.
Yeah. Whenever you're ready, Fatima, just share the private window and only the Chrome or, that browser window. Great. Yeah. Dismiss the ad, close the ad, and then the blue part. Yeah. Click the, is your mouse moving?
Yeah.
I can't see your mouse at all. Where's your mouse?
Let me try again.
Yeah. Try again.
Can you see it?
No, it is just started. I think your network connection is a bit slow. Yeah, all right, great. Now dismiss the blue part. Dismiss the blue part. Yeah. There you go. It is, your connection is a bit slow, I think, because it's kind of laggy, but that's okay. All right. Now let's go to the bottom to your main method. Where you have that if statement. Oh, wait a sec.
I think this is the previous one.
This is not it. Hey, Agnes, this is not the code.
No, she sent it. I forgot.
Really?
I opened the
Okay.
previous one.
No, she needs to get to the other link.
Do I need to send the link again? Sorry.
No, that's okay.
No, I got it.
No, she got the right link now.
It's this one, right?
Yeah. Close the ad and clear the screen. Let's create some, and then close the ad also. Okay, all right, now that's your main. All right, hooray, you hit the nail on the head and you guessed column. Yeah, okay. All right, now let's make that change that Enzo suggested. Now, if those of you don't understand what that change is, again, great opportunity. You should be taking notes, okay? Because I'm just basically giving you lots and lots of ideas to make Reddit posts to get participation points. So if you don't take advantage of these things, you won't have, things to talk about. Well, you maybe, but you should take these opportunities to do this, okay? So let's go to the place where you select a random row and a random column. Okay, all right. So now we have %num rows. Make that num rows within parentheses. No, within, it is parentheses, is it? Oh, it's, parentheses. And within parentheses, you say, instead of num rows, you're going to say num rows -2, okay? -2. All right, and likewise, do the same thing for num calls also. And then put a comment on the end on the same line. Go to the upper, all right, there, and say Enzo's suggestion. Discuss in the Reddit, okay? Discuss if you don't understand. Discuss if you don't understand. Yeah, discuss in Reddit. Okay. All right. Okay. Now, we wanted to do one more thing. Let's do. All right. Let's write one more function. Okay. Let's write one more function. Go to the
Wait,
place where you see.
Wouldn't
Yeah,
you need to do -3 instead of -2?
Where is minus? Where does it say -2?
For the num rows -2.
You probably have to remove
Numbers
the
minus. Yeah. -2. Oh, it should say -3. You're saying.
Yeah, unless I'm missing something.
Oh, yes. Actually, say minus.
We don't need to do it
No,
for the
actually,
columns,
leave
right?
it as
We just need the
-2. Leave it
rows.
as -2, except the on line 42 say number rows -2. I think that would do it. No, my number rows -1. Number rows -1. I think this should work. Okay.
We don't need to reduce the number of columns though, right? Like num calls.
Oh,
should
yes.
be-
We don't need to reduce the number of columns. Thank you. Who said that? Rahul?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much. Okay. Let's run it now. Increase the size of the console at the bottom. No. Before you run it. No, because now it'll all be messed up. Yeah, you have to close. Yeah. Increase the size. Now stop it and run it again. Click the red stop button and then run again. No. Leave it there. Don't. No. Keep the console big. Yeah. Now stop it and then run. Okay. All right. Now it is actually showing it the right way. And I think that is column 38. Okay. Well, I shouldn't be guessing. Someone else should guess. Well, why doesn't someone take a guess? Nobody's guessing?
36.
Okay. Agnes says 36. Well, we'll take multiple guesses. Okay. Agnes says 36. I'm going to say 38. Do we have more people? We'll see who's the closest at the very least.
41.
Who says 41?
Byron.
1. Okay. I hope nobody's actually
35.
counting. 35? Enzo, 35.
39.
I said 38. Did I say 38? Okay.
33.
Raphael, 33.
No,
Okay,
I
you
said-
guys remember what you said, okay?
I said 39.
Raphael, 39?
Yeah.
Okay. 39. Any more?
42.
42. All right.
40.
Okay. Well, hit 42 and hit enter. We'll see what the number is. And then we'll know who's closest. 31. Who said 33? I said 38, did I? Okay, Jesse, you said
I said
33?
33. Yeah.
33. Jesse, yeah, Jesse's the closest. Well, actually, that's pretty cool. And then it said guessed column 42, but it was column 31. I see. Well, I say, the spacing and all of these things look nice, but you can absolutely, in your own time after class, as you develop the game more, you should play around with the, where each thing shows up and all these things. And and we're going to put things in a loop, and I'll show you how looping works and so on, right? Let's go back to our code now. Let's go back to our code, and we'll write one more, okay? One more function under say at, okay? And copy the whole function, say at. Yeah, copy the whole function. No, not the call. The further up. That's say at. Yeah, there you go. Say at. Yeah. All right. So copy that function 14 to 17, line 14 to line 17. Right. Copy that. Have you copied it? Go to the end and hit enter. Go to the end and hit enter on line 17. Click line 17 and hit enter. No. Command Z or Control Z. Right. Click after line 17 first. Yeah, now enter. Now paste the whole thing. Enter. Yeah, and go to line 19. No, not 2 blank lines. Just 1 blank line is enough. Okay, go to line 19 and start a comment. Say same as the above, except it will blink for visual effect. And disappear at the end. Next line, yeah. Oh, yeah. And disappear at the end. at the end. Yeah. Yeah, okay. All right. All right. So this is what it is. Now here's what we'll do to get that blinking effect. I'm thinking that well, text could be any length. So ideally we should have a string of spaces of that length. Okay, so this is how we'll create it. Go to another tab, and let's search, right? Google for C++, make a string of 50 spaces. Make a string of n spaces. Yeah, n spaces. Yeah, hit enter. Yeah, there you go. I think the first link should give it to us. Yeah, further down. Further down, we want to look at the answer. There you go. Yeah. No, first one. Yeah, 130. 5, comma. Okay, great. Now let's go back to our code. We know how to do this now from here. So we'll go back to our code. Okay, now here's what we're going to do. Go to the next line now and continue the comment. Yeah. And say, we will flash the string on and off repeatedly repeatedly 5 times. What is it, 5 times? I'd say n times. Let's say n times. Okay, n times. Interleaved by, for want of a better word, you can find a better word. Interleaved by a string of blanks of the same length. Interleaved by string on the next line. No, don't go too long. Yeah. A string of blanks of the same length. Okay, I think hopefully that will give us the effect. We'll see. Okay, TH, yeah, TH. All right, now go to line 22 and hit enter. Here's where we're going to loop, okay? And instead of say at, change that to blink at. And then it's going to take one more parameter after string text. Say num times, okay? Or just say size t times. Okay. All right. Now go inside of your function. And let's do a for loop because it's the simplest. So say for size t I equals 0. No, within quotes, within parentheses. You have to get into the habit. This is only the 3rd lecture. So yeah, obviously you're still in a different mode. But as and when you keep coding in C++, you get in the habit. For statement, okay, parentheses, if, parentheses, especially Python programmers. Yeah. Where is your cursor? Yeah, for I equals 0, semicolon, space. I is less than times, and put spaces on both sides of equals and both sides of the less than, because they're operators. It'll look better. Yeah, nice, very nice. Okay, times semicolon, I plus plus. Okay, and then curly brace at the end, space, and then curly brace at the very end. No, not there, outside of the, yeah, get rid of the space on this side. Yeah, okay, I'll go to the next line and indent that C out by 1 tab. No. Oh, I see, it put the curly brace itself. You want to get both of the C outs inside of the for statement. No, copy line 26 and 27. Yeah, put them inside of the for statement. Yeah, 25, tab and 25. Now here is what we're going to do. Okay, tab it in, tab, push it in. Yeah, okay, go to the end of that line, hit enter. Now here, you are going to sleep for half a second. Why, shall we say half a second? No, let's say you're going to sleep for a quarter of a second. Okay, that's 250 milliseconds. So you're going to use something called U sleep, okay? And I believe it is in the, let's just use sleep for now, okay? It's 5 seconds. It's going to do that for 5 seconds, okay? N times, basically, N seconds. Okay, so you're going to say, now you're going to, after you put that there, you're going to say sleep, sleep one, okay? One, no, one is within parentheses. And then get rid of the space before that. So that's, you know, it's a fun, yeah, there you go. Semicolon at the end. Enter. So it's put the plus, and then it's going to sleep for a second. And then after that, it is going to overwrite that thing with blanks. So you're going to say, see that copy line 24 and put it there. Copy line 24 and put it there. Yeah, put it there. And on the next line, you're going to say, see out left shift. No, left shift, the two less than signs. Okay, and then space. Now go to that other tab where you had that string constructor. There, yeah, that one. See, string. Okay, string. Okay, all right. Let's go back to that thing. Okay, string. Open parentheses. Open parentheses. And then the first was that a number? Can someone take a look? Was it the first one is the character?
Yeah, it's a number.
It's a number. So you're going to say text dot length. Yeah, and then open close parentheses. Open close, and then a comma after that. Space, and then you're going to give it a single space within single quotes. Within quotes, you give it a single space. That, again, you can do some research and write about what that means. What that does is that it's going to invoke the string constructor and say, hey, string, give me a string that is text.length long, right? However long you said hello, it's going to be 5. You said, hello, Raphael, it's going to be, 5 plus 5 plus that one space, 11. So it's going to take the length and it's going to give you that many of the second parameter, which is a space. So it'll give you a string, right? And that, right? Semicolon at the end. No, not semicolon. You're going to say flush up, flush. No, the left shift after the closing. No, not there. Outside of the closing parentheses, left shift flush. Okay, semicolon. Now, what this does is that, it's going to do n times. N times it is going to show the string, wait for a second, and then it's going to do this. And after that, you're going to do another sleep one on the next line. You're going to say do another sleep one. Okay, semicolon. Now, and let's go to our main. And in our main, instead of when we say say at, change that for the plus sign, change that to blink at. No. Change instead of say at, change that to blink at. This is, yeah, plus there. Put a plus. Now change that say at to a blink at. This is another new function that we wrote. Okay. Now increase the size of the console and let's run it and see what happens. Okay. Now already at the end of this class, well, let's fix it. Too few are. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, go back to the code because we said we took one more parameter. We didn't give it that extra parameter. Let's say 3 times. Okay, it's going to blink 3 times. That's 3 seconds. No, actually it's 6 seconds. Right? So where does that say blink at? No, not there. When you call blink at. Yeah, blink at on line 56. After the plus sign, say 3 times, right? No, not immediately after the plus. The third parameter. The third parameter is comma and then space, yeah, and then you say 3 times. No, just say 3. just say 3, and then in a comment outside, you can say blink plus 3 times. Blink plus 3 times. Blink 3 times. Let's see. Yeah, get rid of the plus before the 3. Is blink 3 times. Blink 3. Okay. All right. Okay. Now I think if you run it now, increase the size of the, and run it. Oh, I see. We need one more include file right at the top. If you go to the code again, right to the top. And then under stream, go to under line 7, go to line 7, hit enter, one more enter, and say hash include unistd.h. Okay, unistd.h. .h, and then close, and then put a comment on the same line saying for sleep. Okay, and open close. Because it's an include file. Why do you need that include file? And then when someone reads the program, they'll know, oh, okay, they're using sleep. That's why. Okay, open close parentheses right there after sleep. Okay, all right, now if you run it now, I think we'll see the effect. Okay. Okay, all right, so you saw the effect, right? So you got that flashing plus sign. You can make it better by saying, well, because the cursor is right next to it, you can make sure that it's not, you print a plus and then lots of spaces, so the cursor is out there somewhere, so it doesn't, or you can do all these things. You can play around with it, take this to the next level. Okay, but we're going to do more to this game. We're going to do, fun things next class, and we'll take this to the next level. It is it's 7:52 already. So I understand. So I'm going to let you go at this point. But I think that we've got the makings of something that will be fun for us to use the other skills that we need to learn with looping and everything. Okay, we'll take this to the next level. Yes, thank you so much, Fatima. Right, and by the way, Fatima, Rahul, and then Agnes, you 3 coded today. Thank you so much. Okay, all of you did a fantastic job. And I hope it was fun. Was it fun for you guys to code today? Yes? Yeah? I know. Rahul, where's Rahul? There, it was fun. Okay, Agnes, did you like it? Did you like it? Enjoy it? Coding? Can't hear you, by the way. Was it fun?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Not stressed out, right? Yeah, Fatima, where are you? Fatima, was it fun? Do you not stressed out at all?
It was fine.
Great. Okay, great. And I'm pretty sure that everybody who has a go will enjoy it, and everybody will get lots and lots of chances to code like this, I think. And gradually, I want my involvement to reduce, and then you guys take the driving seat and drive more and more and code more and more. I just become more of a spectator towards the end of the quarter. It'll be super duper fun to watch that happen. It's like, a dad giving his daughter bicycling lessons, right? Like all of a sudden they let go and the daughter is going by themselves. And they look back and say, wow, all right, nobody holding on. It's actually a great experience, not just for the learner, but also for the person who is trying to teach. And then, if you're actually a professional teacher, you get to experience that many times. Because every quarter you get students, and some of them already know stuff, but many of them don't know anything. They just come, fresh, new minds want to learn this, and we go with them for a little while. Like, it's lots of hand holding now, but I will actually feel it and see it, that my hand holding gets reduced with time, less and less. And towards the end of the quarter, you guys are just basically, rolling on your own, and it's very fulfilling for all teachers to see. Okay, every class, not just mine. It's going to be fun. All right. So this is the very beginnings of this game. Next class, we're going to take this. I'll think more about how we can jazz it up, and and create a we'll go to Desmos and create a look at a sigmoid curve and figure out how we can get that mathematical equation to give scoring in a nice way. Okay, and build that in. So you'll get a lot of experience with building all these things into the game, and it will be a proper game. You fire it up on a Linux console, it takes over the whole screen, and then it tells you, right? It'll flash a plus and then ask you to guess, okay? Guess the column, and you got to type it in, and you hit enter, right? And then depending on how close you are, it could, and then after you get the answer, you don't have to say this is it and this is it. You can say you guess here with a plus, and then it was actually, or with the star, but the plus was actually there. That's a plus. You can see the difference. Okay. And then you can calculate the score based on the distance, Euclidean distance between these. Okay. Mapped into a sigmoid function and to get your score. It's all fun. We'll show you how, math and all these things, kind of work together to give you some nice product. You find the score and then put it on top saying, well, your score changed from 3 to 7. Okay. Maybe play an MP3 file and say, all right, next round, because it's in a loop. Right, you get, erase everything and go for the next plus sign. Okay, each time it shows up somewhere else. And then you can also use, use sleep instead of sleep. Do some research and find out, right? Instead of sleep, use sleep. That lets you give a sleep in terms of microseconds. So you don't have to sleep for a whole second. You sleep for half a second. Okay, and that gives you fine level of detail and control like that. And you can make the game, even though it is just terminal based and it's simple, you can write it in the third C++ class. It's actually a fun little game. Okay. And it uses one of the most ancient hacks like ANSI codes. Okay. So not likely to go away anytime soon. It'll work on any terminal because all of them supply, work with these ancient things that everybody has. So it's great fun. You can do this and release it into the Linux community even. Okay. Everybody will be. We did lots of cool things with this cursor positioning, right? We'll do more. Towards the end, we'll create a screen and say how you can make a movie with lots and lots of frames, okay, one after another, 16 frames per second. So you'll actually see an ASCII movie. No graphics, but you can actually see this. We did this in a previous class, and I'm eager to try it one more time. Okay, so all of those things. Was this class fun? Did you guys learn something new? Raise your hand if you learned something new and it was fun today. Great, fantastic, fantastic. I'm happy to hear that. So on Thursday, we'll take this to the next level. Please make sure that you share the link as well as bring this link to the next class, okay? Fatima, so you'll be responsible for sharing this link at next class. And maybe Byron can pick it up, okay? Byron can pick it up and he can start coding with that again, and then we'll, try and play around with it. Yeah. And Byron, do you have a Mac or a Linux or a PC?
PC and Linux.
Okay, all right. So we can use either of those, doesn't matter. Yeah, Linux will be cool because, it'll just be a native command, just, like Rafael was saying. Even Macs. All right. Thank you all so much. And I will look forward to seeing you guys on Thursday. Okay. All right. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll be around if you guys have any questions, until everybody goes.
Press out a question.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Andre.
so I'm missing some participation points for week 2. I know I forgot to do the weekly reflection, but what else can I do to like improve
you know
it?
what? I think I got it. First couple of weeks, I may need to tweak the algorithm. Just send me a link to all of your posts, or even just one post. So from there, I can make sure that I get everything. Maybe
Okay,
there was.
sure.
Okay, so I'll fix it.
Yeah, thanks.
No worries.
Could I do a similar thing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome.
Anybody who feels. Yeah. In fact, even Enzo's was buggy, right? You had to email me and get the points back.
Yeah, I think it was just like a mistake in entering it, so I just emailed you and you fixed it really fast.
Yeah. So yeah, it happens. But also, it keeps students on their toes because we make sure that everybody actually reads and these announcements and looks up Canvas.
Yeah, you can kind of tell if a student's going to be an issue if they like had 50 of these complaints at the end of the semester.
Yeah. Well, fortunately, I haven't had many, complaint-worthy students. Everybody seems to be.
I mean, you're a good teacher. I'm not surprised.
Oh, cool. That's great.
Oh,
I do
cool.
wish I get more students in 2B and 2C because that's where the fun really begins. 2C is 2B and 2C. Because now you're just learning the basic things, right? But next quarter you can put things together and create more fun things. Yeah.
Okay, I have some super quick questions. Do you mind if I share my screen to the code?
See you later, Aiden. Yeah,
Sweet.
go ahead.
Okay. Actually, I have the same thing. Let me move my desktop over so it gets the small screen. Do you see that?
Yes, I can see it now.
Okay. So the things I was wondering about were for right here, what we did is we like did this and then we did -1. But I was wondering why we like lessen the
I think we did
range
-2 there.
versus.
I think we did -2.
Yeah, it was -2 there, and it was like -3 for a bunch of these other places. And I was
Oh,
wondering why we did that versus just like adding like to those.
yeah, I suppose you could do that. What I tried to do was when we pick the row and column for the plus, we make sure it does not collide with the last line.
Pick the row in the column for the x's and
Pick the
collide with the
row,
last
it's
line.
between 0 and 28.
Yeah, yeah, they both work if you subtract like from this value or if you
Yeah.
add to these other values. I was just wondering why you picked.
Oh, I see. We could have
subtracting.
just yeah, I see. But I think that's what we did. We put a -1 there. That's what we did.
I believe it was like minus a
Two,
certain
minus
amount
two there.
here. Like it was like minus. It was
think it was
minus
-2 there.
something. Like it was -2 or 3 here, and then like the in opposite here. Like I believe we had it so it didn't like conflict or whatever. But I was wondering why I did minus versus just plus to here. And it was
If
just
we did
preference.
plus, then if we did plus, we will be going outside the bounds of what we had thought we were going to do. We said the horizontal. We picked a horizontal rectangular area, and we said that has that many rows and that many columns. We're not going to write beyond that.
Why does it matter? Like to write
Because
beyond that.
Because we say that it's going to be 10 by 20. We don't want to do anything in line 21.
Okay, so it's almost more of like a, I don't know, like stylistic, like good coding.
It's a stylish.
practice.
Yeah, I don't even know if you would call it a program style thing. It is more of a disciplinary thing, meaning that we make sure that we don't step outside of bounds that we allocate ourselves. And it's
Okay,
clean.
okay.
And also, in the sense it's more clean. You don't know this much you're clearing. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but it's basically saying this is our bounds. We won't step outside of it.
Yeah, no, that actually makes sense. It's like just to make sure you understand the scope and it's not just infinitely expanding when you do things. So that was one question. One other question I had was why did we do this again?
Which one?
The like a bunch
Because
of
you got the
spaces.
plus and you want to erase the plus.
Like when we're done. So
You wanted to, yeah. Not the plus. You already have a line there. Yes, you already have a line. I think what was that line? Yeah, that line is guess the column number. You have something there.
Yeah.
You want to erase that and print the new one. Otherwise, it's going to be gibberish. It may be half of this and half of that.
So if I were to like delete all this or delete like most of it or whatever.
Yeah. If you delete all of it and run it, I think it'll be messed up.
Okay, so yeah, it's gonna do the flashing thing and I'll show it.
Yeah. And
so it's like 50.
Well, in this case, it worked because the second line is longer than the first.
So it just like
overrode
wrote
everything.
over
But if
it.
the second line was shorter, then the remaining part of the first line would still be there.
Because in general, when you're writing the console, does it just write over things?
It'll just overwrite. Yeah, it won't clear.
Oh, you're right. You can see it here when I deleted some. All right. Okay.
Again, I don't know if everybody appreciated that, right? Because you've got maybe you can make a post and say, hey, this is what we did. And I had to clarify, and hopefully other people who just took it for granted, this is the reason we did it.
Okay, so it was those two. I'm just like quickly reading over what we did. I'll need to research this a little bit because I don't quite understand it, but I think you might have talked about researching it anyway.
Yeah. It's just ANSI. Look up ANSI.
Yeah, and then same with this one, obviously.
Yes.
Well,
that's actually a substantial amount of code that we wrote in our, week 3 class, the first class of week 3. That's actually amazing.
Yeah, I think I get actually most of it. Is the only things I didn't get besides what I asked you were the stuff that you explicitly said to research, like this thing and this thing.
Yeah.
Let me just see 1 second. Yeah. So it'd be also probably like just with what exactly this thing does.
Yeah.
With regards to clearing it. All right. Let me stop sharing.
Now, is this a Mac or a PC?
I have a Mac.
Yeah, in fact, if it's a Mac, you can actually just copy that whole thing and put it into a terminal. And I'll show you, how to.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you want me to do that?
Get it back up and then copy the whole code and put it.
Okay, let me just share my desktop to make it easier. Because they're going to be streaming between. So copy,
Command
just
A
copy
and
all
the
of
whole
it.
thing. Yeah, Command
Okay.
A and copy. Right now, go to your terminal app on your Mac.
Okay. Do you see?
Share? No, I know you got to share the terminal.
Okay, let me do it. Yeah. Also, I downloaded the Xcode thing, which at one point you had said.
Yeah. No, let's not get into Xcode now. Just go to the terminal.
I'm looking for it. There. Do you see it?
Oh, yeah. That's great. Now, CD to desktop, CD to your desktop, CD space tilde slash desktop tilde. No, the squill.
This one?
No.
Or
Shift
this one?
slash desktop.
Okay.
Capital DESK and then tab. Capital DESK. Capital DESK.
All capital or just D?
No, just D.
Okay.
And
Okay.
hit enter. Hit enter. Okay, now do a cat greater than. Greater than.
Yeah, there.
And what is it called? Sharpi.cpp. Sharpi.cpp. No, sharp I. EYE. Sharp I. .cpp. No, CPP. Yeah, enter. Enter. Paste what you have in your clipboard. Okay, one more enter. And then hit Control D. All right, now you want to compile this and produce sharpi. Okay, so you're going to say, hey, you can actually type make sharpi. Okay, make sharpi, make space sharpi. Yeah, and it'll actually compile it for you using G++. Hit enter. There you go. It actually produces a program called sharpi. Now you can actually say /sharpi. Okay, and you can run it, and it'll actually run on your terminal. Yeah, tab. Yeah, enter. There you go. It's actually running terminal.
That's funny.
Okay.
So basically, it's like, ooh,
there
okay,
you go.
let me, so I'll say 50. I don't know.
What was it? Oh wow!
I hit the nail on the head.
You got it
50.
exactly. That is incredible. Yeah. Wow. That is so.
Well, it works.
Maybe a fluke. Yeah, maybe it was a fluke. Run it again. And by the way, you got some spacing error issues. It's got a % sign after that. Maybe you need to do after you say you hit the nail on the head. Maybe you need to do an endo.
Endo. Yeah.
But that doesn't matter.
Look into it.
No, don't fix it now. Run one more time because I'm just curious. How did you get 50 like that?
I'm just a god. I don't know.
All right, there it is. Okay.
Okay. Let's say it's 65, 77.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, it was a total fluke, but it's like really cool. You got it 50. That's fantastic.
That's
okay.
funny.
You got how it goes, right? So it's fine.
Yeah. So basically, it was like, get to the terminal, then go to our desktop, then make a little like file on the desktop, then compile the file, and then run it. And then is that what we did? That was the process.
That's it. And that's that's a full-fledged program. That is a program just like any other program on Linux or your Mac operating system.
Yeah. I was just making sure I understand it because part of it is not just being like monkey see, monkey do. It's being like, okay, I got it.
It's really cool. It's really cool. I'm actually very impressed that, in the third week, the first class, we've actually written something that is so, functional and has scope for you guys to experiment in.
All right. Thank you. I got to get to
no
dinner.
worries.
So
No worries. I'll see you
All right,
later. Okay.
All right. See ya. Have a good one.
Okay. Bye.